Dame Fiona Kendrick, welcome to the University of Warwick, and congratulations on the award of your Honorary Doctor of Science degree today. You were, until recently, Chairman and CEO of Nestlé UK and Ireland, a company that you've been associated with for many years, and you've had a number of roles looking at employment and the skills agenda nationally, including as a UK Commissioner for Employment and Skills, and you of course sit on the Institute of Apprenticeships Board. So just to start off with, can I ask you, what does it mean to be receiving an honorary degree from the University of Warwick?
Thank you. Well, I have to say it's a real honour and a privilege to receive the honorary degree from the University of Warwick. The University of Warwick has actually some deep meaning for me, really on two levels. Firstly, on a personal level, my son Edward actually studied here and graduated from here back in 2010. But also on a professional level, I've always admired Warwick University for being much more innovative, much more creative, and much more externally focused, which I feel is crucial for further education institutions today in order to really prepare their students for the workplace.
Fantastic. So we've heard a lot about work-ready graduates, and as someone who's been in business for quite a long time, it'd be great to hear from you. What does that mean? Can you expand upon what businesses are looking for?
Yes, indeed. It's called loosely employability. So let me first tell you what it's not. Employability is not your subject knowledge or your particular expertise. It's not what you qualified in, and it's not a great CV. What it is are those softer skills, which actually you will learn through different experiences. And you learn primarily those by working. So let me expand on what I mean by some of those skills. Well, obviously, when we're employing young graduates today, we need them to be team players. We need them to be collaborative. We need them to actually get along with people, to have great interpersonal skills, to be able to communicate well. And I'm not just talking about verbal communication, I'm also talking about non-verbal communication in the form of body language, plus, very importantly, listening skills. So we need some of those skills to make sure people come in prepared. We need people with emotional intelligence, so they actually can be sensitive, not only to their own emotions, but also to others. But critically, we need people with problem-solving capability. That is a key employability sort of skill that we look for. People that can actually take decisions and can actually solve problems. Now, you can gain these skills in lots of different ways, and it's normally through sort of work experience, whether that's working in a cafe or a restaurant or a pub, or whether it's actually a much longer period for an internship, for example. These are things you learn on the job, and then when you come to being employed, you are much better equipped with those softer skills, which we call employability.
And what role do you see for universities in developing those sorts of skills?
Well, I see universities as playing a key role, and hence why I mentioned how the University of Warwick is really at the fore of being externally focused. If universities are working with their employers in their local or national area, it means they have got a much better understanding of what are the skills that business and industry are looking for today. That in turn means that they can actually educate and prepare their students to be better equipped to meet those. So I think this is actually quite a fast moving agenda, and I think increasingly universities will be playing a much bigger role working with employers to really understand what their agenda is and how best they can work with them to really equip their students correctly.
Fantastic. So you're involved in the new model in technology and engineering, the new engineering university in Hereford that Warwick is also a partner of. What drew you to the project, and how important do you feel it is for Warwick to be involved in it?
So let me just say, on a personal note, actually, I come from Hereford. So I was born and brought up there, and typical to a lot of 18-year-olds, I left because there wasn't actually a university in my home county. What has particularly drawn me to the the new model in technology and engineering university is the fact that they are specifically going to look to graduate just engineers, which we know are so crucially required in the UK. As you mentioned earlier, I spent some time as a UK Commissioner for Employment and Skills, and it became obvious that there were many, many key skills that we need as a country. And engineering, we know, plays a vital role in the UK's economic and societal well-being. And we feel that providing quality employment on a large scale is really going to, solve a lot of the major global challenges. So there's a real need to actually have more engineers, not just engineers, but more engineers that actually are going to be well equipped to meet those needs of employers tomorrow. And I think what NMIT is doing is working really closely with big and small employers. And actually the whole curriculum is being co-developed with employers to make sure that those engineers are going to be equipped with all of the right skills that they're going to need to be work ready. So it kind of sits very, very sort of comfortably with my view about employability and the need to have young people today with those skills. It's important to have quite clearly a fantastic university with a great academic sort of reputation like the University of Warwick, supporting and validating us. This is a university that actually is really very creative, very innovative, and really externally focused. So for us, it was a really obvious sort of choice to have Warwick with us. And I think there'll be great learnings on both sides. So we're very excited to work with Warwick and know that they can bring enormous expertise to us. And whilst they can obviously learn from what NMIT is doing in their approach to education and teaching.
Brilliant. And just to finish off with, you've spent a great deal of your career within the food and drink industry, and we're prepared to get at some of the highest levels. What opportunities do you see for graduates who are entering the sector today?
It is a fantastic industry. It's an industry I've been in for 40 years. It's our largest manufacturing industry in the whole of the UK. What is great about it is that it is characterised by both large and small employers. And so you can have such a varied career in there. So it does mean that, unlike me, you don't have to stay with one company for an awful long time. You can move across many different companies and many different functions, which I think will actually mean that you will become an incredibly strong leader. It's very fast moving. It actually has got some great technology that is really at the fore. And I think, I have to say, it's one of the very, very best industries to join. And I know that providing, obviously, our sort of UK population with top quality, safe food must remain number one priorities.
Thank you very much, Fiona, for taking the time to speak to us. And once again, congratulations, and I hope you have a fantastic day here at the university.
Thank you very much indeed.